Unit 1, Prove Geometric Theorems. Number 1. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. This side has two arrows, and this side has two arrows, showing that these are parallel. This side has one arrow, and this side has one arrow, showing that these are parallel. Number 2. If both pairs of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are congruent, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. The two lines are matching the two lines on this side, indicating that those are congruent, and the one line on this side is matching the one line on this side, showing that those two lines are congruent. Number 3 says that if both pairs of opposite angles of a quadrilateral are congruent, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. This angle has two lines, and this angle has two lines, so those two are congruent. This angle has one line, and this angle has one line, showing that those two are congruent. Number 4 shows that if this angle measurement adds up with this angle and equals 180, then that proves that the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So if one angle is supplementary to both consecutive angles in a quadrilateral, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Number 5 says that if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So a line drawn from this angle to this angle, and then a line drawn from this angle to this angle, bisect each other, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. The two lines here are proving that this line is congruent to this line, and the one lines here are proving that this line is congruent to this line. And finally, number 6 says, if one pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are both parallel and congruent, the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. The arrow is showing that this side is parallel to this side with one arrow, and then the line is saying that this line is congruent to this line. So the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Making geometric constructions. The vocab for this is talking about line segments, rays, and a line. A line segment starts with one endpoint and ends with another endpoint, so neither side of the line continue out. A ray is a line that starts with an endpoint and then continues on forever, so the line is stopped here but continues to the right. And then a line is created with a straight edge and continues on forever in two directions, so it continues left and right. Place the front point of the compass on point A. Stretch the compass so that the pencil is exactly on point B. Without changing the width of the compass, move the compass onto the point of your new line segment and draw an arc. Then with a straight edge, draw a line starting at the point that continues and intersects through the arc you have previously made.
First, we're going to be copying an angle. Now, what you want to do first is mark a new point for the vertex of your new angle. So, here's our new vertex, and we're going to label that P. Now draw a ray, PQ, in any direction and at any length. We're going to draw a ray from here to there, and this end will be Q. Then set the compass on point A and adjust to any length. So about halfway. Then draw an arc crossing both sides of the angle. The new points are going to be called J and K. So here's your arc. Then move to compass P and draw a similar arc crossing PQ at point M. Okay, and now we're going to draw a similar arc. And then that new intersection right at this point will be point M. Now set the compass to K and stretch it out to J. So we're going to take our compass and measure it. Now move the compass to M without changing the width and draw an arc crossing the first one, creating point L. So you want to move the compass to M, and you cannot change the width from J and K. And then you want to draw an arc. And that creates point L. Now, finally, draw a straight line with a straight edge or ruler crossing that intersection that you just constructed. Now we're going to bisect a line segment. So you're going to need your compass out. Okay, so first you want to place the compass at one end of the line. Okay. Adjust the compass to slightly longer than half of the line length. So just slightly over half. Then draw arcs above and below the line. So you can just draw an arc, one large arc here. And then, keeping the same width of the compass, draw arcs from other ends of the line. So you're going to do the same thing, but just to the other side. You're going to take your compass and you want to switch it. And you want to draw another arc crossing that arc that you just made. And then that will give you bisecting a line segment, bisecting an angle. So when you bisect an angle, you want to place the compass on the angle's vertex. Then set your compass to any convenient length. So let's just set it up right here. Then draw an arc across each leg. So just draw an arc right here through those two legs of the angle. And then from where the arc crosses on each leg, make an arc in the angle's interior. Do not change the width of the compass when you're doing the second leg. So from here, you want to make an arc in the interior, and then doing the other side, without changing the angle's width, you want to make another arc that crosses that arc. Then finally, you want to draw a line with a straight edge from the vertex to your new intersection point made by the arcs in the interior of the angle. And that is how you bisect an angle. Next, we're going to do a perpendicular bisector of a line segment. So you want to take your compass, and for step 1, you want to place the compass point on one end of the line and adjust to over half of the line length. and then you want to adjust it to over half of it. Then without adjusting the compass width, draw an arc on each side of the line. So you're going to draw an arc here, and then let's just set this back to where it was, and then you want to switch it to the other side so you can draw the other arc from the other point on the line. Draw a straight line between the two intersections of the two arcs that you have just made. And this, as you can see, you have just made a perpendicular line to bisect this line segment. Now we're going to construct a parallel line to a given line through a point not on the line. First, you want to draw a line through R and across PQ at an angle, creating point J. So we're going to take a line, cross it through PQ and through R at an angle. Now with the compass width about half of JR and the point on J, draw an arc across both lines. So you want to draw an arc that crosses both J and R and P and Q. Now using this same compass width, you want to repeat with point R. Now set the compass width to the lower arc. So you're going to take your compass and set it to the width of this arc. Next, move the compass to the upper arc, mark off an arc to make point S. So you want to move this right here and then mark off an arc to make point S. Which is at this intersection right here. And that gives you a parallel line to a given line through a point not on the line.